I think you're okay.
Which one?
No?
Oh, yeah.
I know. You guys sound good. I don't know. Okay, so how many of you have heard the quote, "Do something today that your future self will thank you for"? No, never. Well, now you have. So for many people, they can have different interpretations of this quote and what it can mean to them in their lives. Today I'll be talking about how this quote, or what comes to mind when I see this quote and hear it, and how this quote can push you. So I've connected it to 3 things: working out, saving money, and education. So for working out, health and fitness is very important to young people's lives and, well, everyone's life. But being in good health now can help you out when you're older. So if, say, you're fit now and in health, it's easier to stay that way and when you're older. But if you're unfit and not as healthy now, it's harder to get into shape when you're older. So it just benefits you now. So if you're trying to reach a goal with your weight or looking a certain way, it's really hard. You have to work for it. So for personally me, I'm working on a goal and it's been really hard. I get tired, I don't want to work out, I want McDonald's, I want ice cream, I want all these things that won't help me reach my goal. But I just think that if I cave and do things that won't help me, I just take steps farther away from me reaching my goal. And it just doesn't work. But as you can see here, it's just a guy in the gym and not eating bad foods, and then it shows results. So not doing that thing, eating bad foods, but going to the gym and working out and doing what you're supposed to be doing can lead to results. The next thing that I connected this quote with is saving money. So saving money is probably one of the hardest things I think to do for anybody. But once you start doing it, all it does is benefit you in the end. For me, I love to spend money. I hate saving it, and whenever I get money, I spend it on anything that I can, whether it's something random or whatever. I don't spend it on things that I probably should be. But usually a week later, I realize that I should have saved the money for bills or gas or books or something that I need it for. So that's something that I get mad at myself for when I know I should have saved it. So if you save your money now, all the money will add up and you'll be happy that you did. And the last thing that I've connected this quote with is education. So going to college is expected out of basically every family, and once you're the people that go to college, like you just want to go and experience it. Once you get here, probably the last thing you want to be doing right now. I hate coming to class in the mornings. I don't like to wake up. I'd rather be in my bed sleeping or doing anything else but being in class. When I think about it, if I just go to class, go to school, and do my best, then I'll thank myself on graduation day. So you'll have a degree and you'll have a good career ahead of you. You'll thank yourself for waking up early in the morning, staying up late, finishing that paper, and cramming in for that one test. So not everyone thinks about tomorrow. We all think about today and we live for today. We want things now and we don't think about the consequences of our choices. So if we all contribute a little bit of today's efforts for tomorrow's results, we'll be surprised and we'll be happy about it. So when you have that dream body with working out, or security with your finances of saving money, or you end up with your dream job due to education, you'll thank yourself.
Thank you. Well, you did something that's kind of interesting. It's like you found your own quote, created your own speech that would be an impromptu speech, but instead of doing it in an impromptu style, you did a structured speech. I do think that you could add a little bit of content to the material so that it's more than just thinking about this subject out loud, and that there's a little research behind it, since it is a prepared speech. I did like the quote. I thought that that was effective. The audience survey on the quote undermines, I think, the idea that you are on top of this. You probably need to be a little bit more engaged in thinking of an attention device. But your goal was pretty clear, and I thought you had a very nice setup of what the content was going to be. You've got some good personal examples on the sub-points, but again, I think a little research would be helpful. At the end, there's an okay summary, but I thought that your exit is undermined a little bit by the failure to change your inflection on your voice. It doesn't really sound like you were done, and in fact, I mentioned it when I was making comments about the vocal presentation. It seems like in the last maybe minute of the speech, you start rushing toward the end and your words start running together as you're summarizing and exiting, and that I think is a little bit problematic. Most of your anxiety seems to be coming out in your body and your gestures. In fact, it seems a couple of times like you're hugging yourself, you got your hands in your back pockets. It's awkward the way the hand is in the back pocket because it looks like you're stretching to do that. You're leaning on the podium, not the podium, but on the desk, and that also looks awkward. On the other hand, your facial expressions, you're very animated. Your eye contact is very solid. You're looking at us for the most part while you're speaking. I thought the presentation tool was fine. It was not overdone. It's pretty straightforward for what you're talking about. It's used mostly for transitions. I was a little nervous you started off with that big piece of paper in your hand, but you got it out of your hand pretty quickly, and most of the speech you didn't have it, so that's helpful. You projected pretty well, and I thought that there was good variety for most of the speech. Like I said, it was problematic in the last part of the speech where I think you rushed, and it's not quite as clear as it could be otherwise. All right, thank you.